Good morning, good morning, good morning, you venerable saints of art and craft. Whenever you create, you make something great. So let's make something great today. And every one of you folks got something great inside. But a lot of folks out there feeling stuck. So if you are bedeviled by blockages, if you got a creative consternation keeping you from doing your duty, well, you got to pick up that phone, dial the number down below, and you will make something great today. I want to say thank you to the Art Zealous youth singers. I also want to thank the child labor laws that allow your punishing rehearsal schedules. Truly does Reaganomics make America sing long after their bedtimes. I want to say thank you to the middle-aged Agnes on the organ. I love your hair shorter. I really do. I really do. It's much more functional. And folks, there's someone special I want you to meet. Someone as fashionable as she is compassional. Hey, Belle, come down here and meet these nice folks. Hey, hoot and holler for my lovely wife, Belle. Folks, now Belle is going to be manning those phones, so how about one more round of applause for all her hard work? All right, thank you, darling. We'll talk to you real soon. All right, I want to start you off with a question. What is your art today? Perhaps you got something great you're working on every single day, or perhaps you're looking for a new project, like my art project today, the special ceremonial concept cake. Let's make something great together. Now, there are many benefits to the special ceremonial concept cake. When a massive man-sized cake is rolled onto a stage or shown on screen, there's no question about whether you're going to get a big piece. The only question is how you're going to get all that extra cake home. Whether your cake celebrates a royal wedding or the 100th anniversary of the NFL, the flashier, the better. So aesthetically speaking, you go ahead and open her up. And finally, since many of these cakes contain a hidden Marilyn Monroe, go-go dancer, or drag queen, the moment this cake appears, start some music playing and watch them shoot to the edge of their seats. And I know that you can tell me, for every school child knows them, the art commandment, through the application of which anything can be created. What's art's commandment number 1? That's right. We are resourceful to start the fun. So when I say go, you have 60 seconds and 60 seconds only to run and grab any tool you like for any art you're going to make. Today I'll be using my standard doodlers, the pencils, the papers, the crayons, and a tall, refreshing beverage, because the most important tool is you. So get ready. Get set. Say, did you hear that the Commodore 64 has become the best-selling single personal computer of all time? Do you think that they'll keep making computers now that the apex of commercial technological progress has been reached? I mean, at this point, it's not like they can make them any smaller or more expensive, right? Go, 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 go! And to make these 60 seconds take forever, I will read boringly from the boring bulletin board. First, China Central Television's New Year's Gala program is about to be broadcast this year and needs some viewers. So if you're available on February 11th and you're looking for something to watch, tune in. And remember, if this broadcast turns out to be, I don't know, the most watched television show to date, well, you heard it here first. That's right, 28 seconds remaining. Thus concludes our boring bulletin for today. So if you want or have anything artistic you need or want, send a self-addressed stamped envelope with the word boring to Post Office Box 775-278-9325, Schenectady, New York. And trust in your venerable community of saints to provide. Welcome back, folks. Now that we have what we need, I guess it's time to make some art. That's right, we art devoted. This is the moment we devote ourselves fully to the art. So let us roll up our sleeves and devote ourselves to the task at hand. And as all great art starts in the butt, for a grand idea is nothing if you cannot sit down your buttocks. The very last thing we do before we sit is shake out the wiggle. So let's shake it out. Let's shake those butts. Do the neutron dance. That's right. And sit down. Whoo! Congratulations. You are now a serious artist. Art commandment number 3 is that we art fondly. That is, if everything goes perfect, how will this art look and sound? What will this art have to say? Let us picture our art already done and perfect and talk real fondly to it. Say, hey there, special ceremonial concept cake. Don't you look nice today? I sure do like your squatting go-go dancer breathing shallowly. Think of what you love and jot it down real quick. We got about 2 minutes left here. Agnes, start the clock. Thank you. I love your use of frosting as a writing implement. Special ceremonial concept cake. Implement? Writing material? Hey there, special ceremonial concept cake. I sure do love your curlicues and loop-de-loops. Boy, anything you draw on a cake become ornamental, don't it? I sure do love your candles. That's right. Introduce the element of fire. People's eyes go right to it. Better than candles? Heck, they'll put sparklers on them concept cakes. Wheel them on stage, they got sparklers going off. You just know somebody's lighting every one of those just before they push them on stage. The effect is pretty indisputable, though. Hey there, special ceremonial concept cake. I sure do love your hood ornament style toppers sculpted of fondant. That's a term that means statues made of candy. I sure do love your whipped cream puffs with cherries and visible stems. If the stem is on there, does that mean the pit is still in the cherry? I mean, you could picture it, right? Like in a Smurfs comic book, puff of whipped cream, a cherry on top. But like, I can't ever think of having encountered a cherry with the stem that didn't have the pit. Just saying, keep an eye out. Most of your pastry confections don't have bones in them. Say, hey there, special ceremonial concept cake. Sure do love your frosting flowers. Why flowers? I mean, flowers are pretty, but what do they have to do with cakes? Say, hey there, special ceremonial concept cake. Sure do love your frosting sashes. Again, why sashes? Sashes, flowers? I mean, I can understand if you're decorating a boudoir, but why does that transfer to the milieu of cake? I don't understand. Anyway, you got your special things. You're jotting them down. And as you do so, you see that the time dwindles to perhaps only 11 seconds remaining. And at this final moment, you contemplate, is there one last salient image that I can capture that I think is perfect for the thing that I'm making today? And stop. Now, wasn't that nice? So now that we got our jots down, we can start to doodling. That's right. We can start to doodling. See what we get there. Because now it is time to art lightly. That's right. We're going to art lightly with pencils. No erasers, no crayons, none of that jazz. None of that jazz. Because everything we do is correct. We are here to play. What will we find on the page today? All right, so we got a 10-minute timer here. I'm just going to have to imagine it in your head. And I got all the things that I love, all my jots down here on the side. So all of these refer to aesthetic elements of the cake, except for the go-go dancer crammed up inside it. So let's just start playing here. Let's do a little thumbnail here. That's what I see when I picture a cake. Ceremonial, novelty, concept cake. You could do a little cutaway if you wanted to. That would be real interesting. I think I'm going to go to town on the ornamentation because so many of these elements are related to the ornamentation. So I'm not sure if I'm going to want to do a cutaway, but I don't know. It would certainly be fun to do if we had more time doing a cutaway, if we wanted to show if it was important how the dancer got out or how the dancer emerged from the cake, then we might want to concentrate on the cutaway. I think I'm going to go for more of an ornamentation here, like what would be on such a cake. So let's just draw in the shape of it here and see if that suggests anything to us. Pretty standard to do a 3-layer cake, but a 4-layer cake like this, it's man height, and that's going to suggest, oh, there's someone in there. There's someone in there. It's going to be good. They're going to pop out. So what does that shape say to us? What does that look like? A telescope, maybe? Maybe a telescoping telescope coming out? Maybe something else? Maybe maybe that's our Empire State Building right there. You know how the Empire State Building looks like a pretty dull building until you get to the very top, and then they put like an Eiffel Tower on top of it? Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, this is going to be my Empire State Building. And the Empire State Building, it's the largest building in Manhattan that was ever scaled by a monkey. So let's go ahead and incorporate that. So right away we got the sash element in here. It's a strong diagonal line, so that's interesting. It makes it look, I think also it does, if you put the sash in there as I have done, it suggests the sash that maybe a Miss America type would wear. So like you see a cake like that rolled in and you're already va 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 boom, what's in there? What's in that cake? But then I'm also going to want to really double down on the monkey theming. So yeah, like there's a cake topper. This is going to be fondant. This is how I draw a monkey, a King Kong, a mega monkey, if you will. Yeah, gonna do the stick figure version of that first. Just there we go, sort of like what is his action line here? So he's hanging off the building. He's swatting his hand. His beautiful big monkey hands with his articulated thumbs. They're all crazy. He's swatting, but he could grab, he could punch, he could do all that jazz. And then we got our biplanes here. And it occurs to me that I don't know how to draw a biplane, so I drew a banana. Just kidding. I'm saying that it's not a strong biplane. All right, but if you draw the front of it, then that takes away all the problem here. But what do we got here? Let's get that biplane. Let's put it on the other side. And friends, we got about 6 minutes remaining in the sketching stage where we art lightly. We just get down a base layer here, and you can see me repositioning my biplane here. And you know, now that I'm looking at it, this sort of suggests an opportunity. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? When you look at that biplane? What if the biplane were a suspended candle element, and then the sparklers were the muzzle flash of the machine guns on the biplane? Is that too high concept? Of course it isn't. But let's get it down on paper here, see if it reads. All right, so the sparklers could either be the fuselage of the biplane coming apart as it falls to the ground post SWAT, or it could be the machine gun muzzle flash. Let's just get it on the paper here. Like I have a notion for scale. You can kind of picture there. You're like, okay, that kind of works. Like if we can have flowers sticking out of a cake, we can have other elements too. We just have these little rods that connect it to the base there. Okay, folks, so we got about About 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. And instead of a cherry and a puff of whipped cream, let's talk real serious about bananas. Is the banana the element? Because you look at a cherry, and despite the stem pit paradox we described earlier, that it looks more delicious, but in actuality it would be an irritation to eat and potentially have a hard stone you could crack a tooth on. The banana, though recognizable at a distance, like that's also a lot of work. And it's not like that'll be a little bonbon affecting the flavor of the cake. That's a full-size banana on there. So if we have a banana, it's going to read like a banana, but it will also eat like a banana. So I think yes, but let's play this through. Let's play this out here. The other thing is that the banana is effective in this design for scale, right? Because everyone knows how big a banana is. It's one standard banana long. So that is another advantage to the banana. But again, the fourth layer of this cake also does a lot to indicate that it's going to be a tall cake. It's going to be a real tall cake. Okay, here, all right. That's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I like how that's looking. Okay. Okay. Real nice. Real nice. Okay. All right, folks, we got 3 minutes remaining here, and this is starting to take shape. You can see what this beauty is here. You can really see all the parts here. I'm going to move it back into the middle of my page. Now, you correctly surmise this is not something you can do with just a regular pencil and a paper, but I'm using a special Commodore 65 drawing tablet, electronic drawing tablet, and it does this, and it also has a calculator. So I recommend that you get one of these when they come to your town. Mine came from a Computer Edge store, which is a place where I go to get my floppies. All right, it fell off the back of a truck. It's a prototype. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not above the gray marketplace, but we'll see if this computer thing becomes anything. I don't know if it will. Okay, so we got our biplanes. We got our bananas. Yeah, you can see the problem of the bananas, though, is that there's such a strong element. Where do they go? If you put them on the tier tops like you would a cherry, then you're full of bananas here. You're full of bananas. All right, folks, we got about 2 minutes remaining. Full of bananas. You're full of bananas. So these are the visual elements indicating windows on the skyscraper. You know how like a skyscraper sort of has like a crossword puzzle pattern motif? Just dropping this in. And again, it's also for scale here because we know we're going to come back and we're going to art this progressively. We're going to do a next version of this after we do our very, very light first pass. My monkey fingers. Monkey fingers. Yeah. And the prominent chest muscles of the greatest of apes. You really have to emphasize the whole chest musculature as well as the nipples of the monkey if you want to truly engage the viewer. Okay, yeah, it's all right. Is there a flag on the top of Empire State Building? There's probably not. It's all my years as a castle drawer that has indicated. If you got a parapet, you put a flag on it. Put a long, long flag on it. Did you hear? The princess has fallen asleep and she needs to be awakened by her true love. At the top of the Empire State Building. Oh, and time is up. Time is up. Time is up, friends. 10 minutes are up. That's right. That's right. Whew. Well, that was fun. Congratulations. Because now, you and me, both of us, whatever we accomplished in that 10 minutes, in that 10 minutes, we created an authentic, stamped, seal of approval, real, official work of art. And you say, well, Zal, this ain't but doodles, this ain't art. I can't take this to Penguin Books and have them print it for my coffee table. They won't take it. That's true. But only because they're famously selective at Penguin Books. That's not on you. But let me tell you something. Everything up in the imagination, cavorts beyond fanciful. It scintillates. It dances in front of our eyes, tempting us. Look at me. Make me real. I'm a concept car. Maybe Batman could drive me. But all that stuff, for its temptation, when you try to describe it to somebody, it evaporates in the ether because it's not real. It is not an artifact of the material plane. But you know what is real? You know what is an artifact of the material plane? A sketch drawing of a monkey on a giant cake. And I can hand that to anyone. I can take that to the most sophisticated baker in Paris, France, slide it across the table and say, have it by Monday. He'll look at it and go, are those bananas for scale? And I'll say, yeah. You make sure it's banana accurate. He'll say, okay, I think I get the picture. That's right. That means in some small sense, that art, whatever you created, no matter how you feel about it, if it manages to communicate, if it makes a bridge between an idea and a person, a human being, then you made some art. And I think that you should feel real, real proud of that. I think you should take a picture of that art. I think you should put it in a self-addressed stamp envelope and mail it to 775-278-9325 Schenectady, New York. That's a post office box. I have to pick things up after hours. I'm a busy entrepreneur, and so there's a lot of people looking for me. So I have to be very, very careful. But I assure you, I will get your drawings if you send them. And of course, friends, to make a thing finely means more than to make it. So now we art completely. Now is the stage of refinement. Now we know what we are making, so we can spend all the time it takes to make it great. Now it is playtime, friends, so worry not about speed. Now is the time to luxuriate on the rich and delicious details. Now you and me is going to shoot the breeze. We're going to keep some companies. And you know what? I know everyone's trying to get through. Everyone's trying to get through those phone lines. All 3 or 4 of you. So I better get to work answering some phone calls here. Friends, the creative confessional of the airwaves is now open. So if you've got crafty consternations, if you've got artistic ambiguity and you need someone to talk you through it, you call that number down below. We will heal any artistic worry, big or small. And everyone's trying to call, so if you don't get through right away, just leave a message. We'll call you back if we can. And in the meantime, let's see who makes art together. See if anybody wants to talk to us here. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Get that, okay. Get that on the screen. Okay, get that on the screen there. Here we go. Okay, let's get it drawn. Okay. All right, so now we got our light artwork here, and so we're gonna take that. We're gonna draw it on top of it. It's the thickness of our marker here. So let's draw on the shape of the dominant elements here, and then we're gonna color those in. And we got about a 30-minute timer here. I'm going to set a 30-minute timer here. And oh, it looks like we got a caller. Hold on. Let me get this caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? This is Art Zealous.
Hello?
Hello, yes, this is Art Zealous. Caller, can you hear me?
Oh, is it, hello, Mr.
Yeah?
Reverend Zealous?
Yeah, that's right.
What should I call you?
You should call me Art Zealous. You can call me Art Zealous.
Art Zealous.
You can call me Art. We're on a first name basis now. You called me. You can call me Art.
Art, hello.
Hi. How you doing? Now I know that these things happen for a reason. Did you call me because you have some nature of artistic concern on your mind?
I did. Yes, I do. I am, I am interested in starting a new business, but
All right.
I've never done anything like this before.
That's so exciting.
I don't know where to begin.
All right. Well, can you share it with us? Like, I'm sure if you could share what you're going through, we would find a lot of people who have very similar situations. Maybe we can talk through this.
I'd like that. I have an idea.
All right.
I think it might be a good one.
All right.
No one's going to take it if I tell you, are they?
Well, you know, darling, my philosophy is if you have a new idea, you should share it with everyone you can, because you can't be worrying about people stealing stuff, because if your idea is truly in any way original, you're going to have to shove it down their throats. So a lot of times it's the work that determines whether a thing succeeds or not, and the fact of the matter is that most folks don't do the work. So I think you can feel comfortable sharing it with us.
All right. Well, I would like to make a clothing accessory.
All right, a clothing accessory. Boy, I do love the clothes. Will you tell me a little bit about this clothing accessory?
Yes, I have two daughters, and they're both dancers.
Oh.
And they have lately started wearing to school their leg warmers.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've seen that fashion on the what's it? The Let's Get Physical music video.
Yes, just so.
Footloose.
I'm not familiar, but the Jamie Lee Curtis, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Jamie Lee Curtis from Trading Places. That's right.
Also not. Anyway, there is an innovation in material technology.
What?
I saw it at the mall.
Hold on. Are you some sort of a scientist that you're able to evaluate and detect innovations like in the material world? Like, did you have some sort of apparatus you used to detect this?
No, I just got my real estate license.
Oh, congratulations!
Why, thank you.
Congratulations. That's a hard line of work. I'm very impressed.
Well, I'm right now working a seasonal shift at Wicks and Sticks.
Oh, that's the candle store, right?
Yes,
the mall?
yes, in the Concord Mall.
And is that where you saw your technological innovation that so tripled your fancy?
I did. You know those carts in the middle of the mall? They're not stores, but they are shops. They do sell things.
Yeah.
There was a cart. It was right next to a paint your own pottery cart, and it offered T-shirts. And when they blew on them with a hairdryer, they changed color.
I'm sorry. It sounded like you said they blew on the shirts with a hairdryer.
Yes, they have electricity at these carts, and they plugged in a hairdryer, just like you have in your bathroom, and they pointed right at these shirts, and they changed all kinds of colors.
This is a lot for me to take in right now. So these shirts, they were not hair, but they changed colors. All right. So
I don't think.
Does that ruin their stock?
No, I don't think it has to be hair related. It's this fancy new technology called hypercolor.
Oh, all right. Okay, this is the advancement. It's a hypercolor.
Yes.
All right. So it's a sort of chameleonic hyper shirt that allows you to blend into your surroundings.
Exactly. And so it was teal, and then you pointed a hairdryer at it, and it turned magenta, and it had bits of yellow and even a lime green.
This sounds beautiful.
It's astounding.
Do they have suits that you can buy in this material?
Well, this cart had T-shirts and sweatshirts. Okay. Also tunics.
Tunics. That's like a shirt, right?
Well, that's longer, but yes.
It's like a shirt, but longer. That does sound good.
Anyway,
right, so
I think there may be a market for hypercolor leg warmers.
Huh. Okay. All right. Hypercolor leg warmer. So what you did is you observed that there was a demand in the youth,
Yes.
and they had their allowances, and you found a product that was already successful in its category. It's made it into the malls, and you're like, what if you took that chocolate and put it on the peanut butter?
That's exactly right.
All right, okay, all right, okay, all right. So what is the? I love this idea. I love your use of technology here. What is the concept that you're building out here? Talk me through what the next actions are for you.
Well, I thought what I might do is purchase a few of these hypercolor shirts and see if in my sewing room I could deconstruct one of my daughter's leg warmers and use it as a bit of a pattern and cut out material of the hypercolored shirts and sew them into leg warmers and give them to my daughters and their friends and see how they like that.
Yeah, make a prototype and then see how that prototype is received.
It's a prototype. That's right. It's a prototype.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. A great first step is to get a thing on its feet in the crudest form that you can, the quickest form you can, to see how they react. Is this something you're telling me that you are gonna do, or is this something you've already done?
No, it's something I think I might like to do.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I have a few concerns.
All right, okay.
So the hypercolor material responds to heat. And leg warmers, they go over the ankles and over the legs, but also many have a cutout in the ankle and they go over the base of the foot.
Okay, as you say.
My daughters are largely wearing them over either tights or sometimes their pants.
All right.
And so I fear the only part that will get warm and change color is on their feet, which is not a terribly attractive body part that most girls don't want to draw attention to.
Yeah, they don't want to emphasize the foot part of the leg.
No.
No, it's the unsung hero of the leg.
So I worry that perhaps the very innovation that makes this an exciting idea will be its deterrent.
Okay, all right, okay. I can see your quandary, and boy, I first of all, I feel for you. It's so exciting to have a new idea like this, and it's so stymieing when you think, oh, I wonder if it's not actually going to work. So can I ask you some questions about this?
Oh, certainly, yes, sir.
So if the foot is not the area of the girl that you wish to accentuate, what is the area that you wish to accentuate that you think can benefit from a hyperized coloring solution?
So you're saying I should abandon the leg warmers?
No, not at all, not necessarily. I'm just asking, let's work backwards here. Like, what is the part, like, is the leg warmer itself to draw attention to that part of the leg?
The truth is, I don't know why they wear them. I understand why they wear them in dance class, because when you are dancing, you want to stay limber and flexible. And so warming up areas of your body that don't have a lot of fat protection, like your ankles and lower legs, it makes good sense.
Sure, that makes good sense.
Wearing them over a pair of trousers to third grade makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Okay. Well, now when you saw this, like they struck you as the benefit was the color. So is it a fashion accessory that you wish to create? Is there something that you're responding to aesthetically, or is this something that you merely think will be an effective trend?
Well, I found the hypercolor very compelling. And I noticed the popularity of the leg warmers, and I wondered if I had perhaps had an insight. Now, there are already hypercolor shirts, and to tell you the truth, I don't know how they've navigated the notion of armpit stains, which seems would only be exacerbated.
So, yeah, it's a factor, certainly. It's got to be, right?
So, I imagine you wouldn't want to put the material somewhere on the body that doesn't get warm, because then you wouldn't get the benefits.
No question. But let's go back to the core principles here. What is it you think? What's the thing you picture in your head that you see and you're like, someone's gonna like that? is it the colorful lower legs, or what is it you picture?
I think people who like leg warmers will like hypercolor.
All right, so the leg warmer, it's the heart of the bit. It's got to be where the leg warmer is. And does the hypercolor bit have to be on the same area that's affected by the leg warmer, or you think that like that's just the same demographic that lacks one will lack the other?
I think it's a market play.
All right, okay. So the hypercolor would not be over the leg warmers, would not be associated with the leg warmers. They would sort of be a companion to the leg warmers.
No. My idea was to make leg warmers of hypercolor material.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So that we discarded that idea, and again, thank you for your patience with me. I'm drinking this all in. I'm not much of a science guy, so like all this discussion of new for lack of a better term, and I know how this sounds, newfangled technologies, like it takes me a moment to drink them all in. So I appreciate your patience with me. So the hypercolors, we feared that the result would be to accentuate the girl's foot, which we deemed undesirable. Now, of course, we can test this with the prototype. That's exactly how I would test this. I would make this prototype. But we think that if that is the outcome, and we think it's reasonable that that will be the outcome, that would be undesirable. Is that correct?
Well, it's a problem I was looking to solve, and I've had a thought.
All right.
Which is perhaps the material I need to make the leg warmers out of is a combination of hypercolor and non-hypercolor material. And I can use the hypercolor as an accent element on areas that would be attractive.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, I'm getting this now. So you use the hypercolor as a flourish around the primary areas of the leg warmer.
This is what I'm thinking. I could do stripes, I could do polka dots, I could do lightning bolts.
All right. So it's a design element on top of the leg warmer. So you're using this to accentuate the existing popularity of the leg warmer.
This is what I'm thinking now.
All right, okay. I'm going to take your word for it that is something that has value in the marketplace, because again, I'm no fashion plate. So what are the next actions for you here? How do you see if this is going to work the way that you think it will ideally?
I guess I just have to make it. I guess I have to go back to that cart. I have to buy a variety of hypercolor shirts. I have to take them home, cut them up, and try them as accent pieces on leg warmers and see how it goes.
Okay, all right, okay. So does anyone own the name hypercolor? Is that something you're going to be able to use in your product? Is this a partnership with the inventor of the hypercolor technology? I assume he's some sort of disgraced doctor.
I have no idea. How does one go about learning those things?
In 1982, information is at your fingertips. You just go down to the local library, and the librarian there will answer all of your questions.
Oh, wonderful!
It's a wonderland. It's a far-flung future state where information is there for the asking. It's the best time to be alive.
I mean, I knew they were carrying Betamax, but this is new. I'll go check with the librarian.
All right, okay. So how are you going to present these to your girls? Like, do they know about this yet? Are they excited for it?
No, I wanted to surprise them.
Oh, what a great idea. Now, for other products designed like this, it's probably, and now I do not underestimate the value of surprise. I think that can have a great impact, and I think the part of the joy of this is going to be presenting them with something that you made for them that they're gonna love. But sometimes if you want to do something that's even faster than making a prototype, you can even talk directly to the demographic that you're making these things for. You can sort of test market it to them and say, is this something that you would like to wear? So, like, I know this is not the last idea you're going to get, but the next time you get an idea like that, and you can probably even just talk to the person you're making it for and see what they say.
does it make sense to describe it to them, or should I wait until I have something to show them?
No, that depends on the thing that you're making. If you feel like you can describe it amply with words, then you can do so. If you feel like you must describe it, you cannot get the idea without seeing the thing, then you may have to make the thing. Like you want to find the fastest implementation which accurately describes the finished product in its quintessence.
Honestly, this technology is so extraordinary. I don't think they'll understand unless they can see it.
I tend to agree with you. Now let me ask you this. So are you fearful at all of having a technology like this in your home?
I am.
Is this something that you need to have any kind of special, I don't know, special gloves, or like one of those long pincers that they use for blacksmithing? Like, how are you going to handle this material in a way that keeps you and your family safe?
The people at the cart swore that it wouldn't stain and it wouldn't run, and you could put it right against your skin, and they were handling it with their bare hands.
Huh. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you afraid that you're going to be wearing this and suddenly you're trapped in a beam of light, and the advanced civilization that created this thing wants it back? We're never supposed to have it. We're not evolutionarily evolved yet to have this, and that they're going to take it back, and it's going to be like some sort of animal having seized a tool far beyond their comprehension. Are you afraid that that's going to happen?
Well, I won't be wearing it.
You won't be. The girls will.
The girls will be wearing it. It's
girls
not
will.
appropriate for someone my age.
Oh, I see. Okay. all
And
right.
they're visitees, so it's old hat to them.
They're visitees?
Yes.
Well, that's a term that means they've been abducted?
Yes, several times.
Huh. All right. Well, it sounds like you got this all. You're 10 steps ahead of me on this thing. This sounds like an amazing technology. It sounds like you got an amazing head for business on your shoulders. You've got the exact steps you need to get the best possible test here. I can't wait to see what you make. And I sort of suspect that, cut to, years from now, like, in the far-flung future, the year 2020, 2021, we're not going to be wearing anything but these hypercolor. We're going to be wearing these leg warmers with their flashing, beguiling accents, and then like some sort of, like a reflective sleeve over the rest of our body. And we're probably gonna have you to thank. And so when that happens, you remember your old friend Art Zealous, and you tithe, you send him $2. yeah, that'd be thanks enough for me.
Well, I'll be sure to do that. You've been such a help. It's been such a delight.
Well, it has been such a treat talking to you, and also to benefit from your insights and your process. Man, boy, every time I talk to another creator, it inspires the heck out of me to see how you do things different than I do things, and I know that all of our listeners feel exactly the same way. So thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for letting us benefit from hearing your process, and for being brave enough to share your idea with us. Man, I just think the world of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, wasn't that nice? Wasn't that a nice caller? Oh, so I'm following the banana down the rabbit hole. And I know that sounds like it's a euphemism for something, but it is not. I'm following the literal banana, the representation of a banana down the rabbit hole. And I think you see where I'm going with this one. Can the banana be a candle? Can the banana be a candle? And so I'm working on a rendering here. Now, of course, because it's a very, very specific and fidgety thing, it's going to be one of those elements that I'm going to want to make it once if I can, and then copy it. So I'm going to spend just a moment more. We got about 10 minutes left here. 10 minutes left in our program to do this beautiful artwork. So there's a reasonable amount of time to spend drawing a banana that looks like a candle. And then there's an amount of time that's exorbitant. And we're well within the reasonable allotment right now. But there will come a time when spending more time to further elaborate a banana candle may be something that I come to regret. I'm just putting that out there. Perhaps you're having a similar problem in your own artwork. See, the stem came out a little bit there. I get the stem, okay. All right, yeah, that's a pretty good banana. All right, so what else we got here? Maybe a little bit big, but let's get another banana in here. Get another banana. Sort of get a few of these bananas along the rim of my monkey business cake. See what becomes of them. Oh, hubris, thy name is art. See, I can't bend this as freely as I would, because then the flames won't read as flames, because whichever way you point your banana, the flames always point up. Remember that. Remember that. So these are not going to be quite as reusable as I was hoping, or at least not as versatile in application as I had hoped. Now I could just make the banana once and copy and draw original flames, and that would be a reasonable workflow that took advantage of the technology while still giving you enough variation so as to appear hand-drawn, which is always the trick with these things, right? When you're making something, you're benefiting from the digital technology that allows you to do it quickly, but you also don't wish to communicate that the effort was done lazily. Yeah, that's why you're playing around with typefaces if you're making a logo or something. Like, maybe you spend a little extra time to make it now look like a font. Maybe you modify it a little bit. Maybe you if you got two letters and they're the same letters in a word for something like a logo, maybe you modify the second letter so it doesn't irritate the viewer with its tedium. Those small details, they may seem like they go unnoticed, but I assure you that on some level the viewer detects, even if they do not choose to express it, even if they do not choose to express it when I am shouting at them, and I think they're doing it just to be argumentative. Okay, well, do you remember when we spoke of a time where making banana candles would no longer seem like a good use of our time, where I may come to regret having done that? Do you remember that? Oh, look at that. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. You know, I got to remember to art kindly. I got to remember never to compare myself with another artist. I am where I am in my process, and I am making progress. So when I look at this and I think, why, Art? Why did you go with the banana thing? It doesn't look good. It eats up too much space in the composition. I just invisibilate the layer and it goes away. And I move on to the next thing. Because don't throw good nanas after bad. Do not perseverate on your mistakes, because it depletes your energy for the important work you have to do, which is making progress. So let's go back to the flower motif. Bananas didn't work. They're done. They're dead. Bam. Who cares about bananas? Now, you're probably saying to yourself, what is the monkiest flower? Bad news. There are no monkey flowers. The flower is purely a cake convention. It does nothing to instruct the monkey motif. Now look at that. The sashes could have been a banana thing, but that would be forcing it. But if I was going to render this actually, the idea of doing fake sashes, hanging bananas in sort of a loop-de-loop sash motif, that would be good. I don't think it's going to read at the level of refinement that I'm drafting this in, but yeah, like a pale yellow cake with exterior banana elements just like all over it, that could be really nice. Yeah, that could be really nice. I don't know that you would get much use out of it other than loop-de-loops and sashes because of the specific shape of the banana, but I think there's something there. I think that there's opportunity there. Okay, all right, so we bring in a little bit more of the skyscraper elements here, and you see that line almost bisects that flower. I'm going to go ahead and be brave and just actually clip it, put it where it needs to be. It can't be, again, if I had put it so close that it interfered with the appearance of the flower, it would bug the viewer. Now it's half on, half off in a way that looks like it, sort of naturalistic. Let's go ahead and throw in just a little color here, just to pop some things out, because we've got the nice cake area here. But let's go ahead and put some secondary colors in here so that we can call out the area now. You see I'm being very careful to paint around the pectorals of the beast. It's very important. Zoomed in like this, it looks sort of like some crazy Charlie Chaplin mustachioed thing. And indeed, that's how real apes look too. So that's not something I invented. That's just ripped from the headlines. But that can't be allowed to stand either. We'll do something with those pecs. Pull them back a little bit. They're not so formidable. That doesn't look right. Let's pull that out. Okay, let's get back in there. Get the huge beefy shoulders, this tremendous beast, screaming with the rage of being taken from his homeland to the unfamiliar world of 1930s Manhattan. Would you climb a building? I know you'd climb a building. That's a candle biplane, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Yeah. Does it want to be two colors? Perhaps. Perhaps. Because the thing is, then that would differentiate the part that looks like a biplane from the part that looks like a candle, but then it wouldn't really read as a biplane. And hell, it's on fire. People are going to get that it's a candle when they see it. So let's go with the biplane coloration all overall, and we're going to depend on the flaming to sell it through as a candle. I'm very happy with this conceit. Is it a little bit forced? Sure, it's a little bit forced. Is it wonderful? Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. Okay, yeah. So like we're gonna go with a big candle, and we kind of lost our machine gun fire with the sparklers, but I like that idea too. It's a little harder. Maybe not. I think if the building were collapsing and smoking was coming out of the building, that might be another good place for the sparklers to reside. We've got about 2 minutes left here, so time to focus up and start putting some windows on the skyscraper. Yeah, there's 3 big long pane windows. Yep, this ain't the Chrysler building. We gotta have this level of detail here. We gotta, that's pretty close to the other. It looks like a cheetah to me. That's fine, we'll pull out, it'll be fine. Okay, okay. Still see a little bit of the remnants of the underlayer there. That's okay. That's okay. It's got an aesthetic. The drawing, the inking on top of pencil aesthetic is one that I'm inordinately fond of as an aesthetic. So I'm content to let it remain. We got about a minute left. Got about a minute left here. There we go. Get some. Okay, we'll get some clouds, and then we'll do the flames in white, because that'll be the brightest element here. So let's go ahead and get it in there. That'll read it up as a cloud a little. I'm sorry, a flame a little bit more, and we'll do it with the pecs. So the pecs really pop. How's that? Want those pecs to pop. We don't want anyone to be able to ignore those. The monkey's ears, pecs, hands, and feet and teeth. Those are going to be the white. Not like you're going to miss the monkey. There we go. I don't know why I'm being so careful here. Even the throat and the tonsil, that's all going to be the same deep orange here. Yeah, that's fine. And a little of that, because being the closest to red, that is the angriest color. So let's go ahead and make his eyebrows that angry color. Get the hands and the feet. Yeah, look at that. Okay. And we got just a few seconds left. Got just a few seconds left. I think that may be where we got to stop. Look at that. Look at that. That is a cake. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, so if this program has helped you, if this message has moved you, I'm asking you to make a $1 donation to Arts Ministry right now, at this moment, or whatever amount has been this has been worth to you. It's really not about the money. I just want to take this money. If I had a little bit of extra money, I would get one of these new super cuts. I keep hearing about it. It's a haircut. It's a haircut like any other haircut, but to hear them talk about it, it's faster. It's faster than a haircut. And to be honest, it's a great deal cheaper than a conventional trained barber haircut. So take that $1 or $2 and put it in a self-addressed stamped envelope with the word tithe on the envelope and send it to Post Office Box 775-278-9325, Schenectady, New York. And I think you'll be surprised if you don't find my hair is a little bit finer the very next time you see me. All right. All right, friends. Now I know this ministry is just starting out, and someday we're all going to leave this tent. We're going to have a big pancake breakfast. That's my dream. Pancake breakfast. Some artistic fellowship. We'll line up for the griddle, drink some strong coffee, some juice, and soon again, we'll make progress on this dream, bit by bit. Darling, you come up here. How is the phone?
Just lovely.
Oh, that's good. I hope you got a couple calls to keep you company. You know, I hope you will join us next Sunday when we'll be making lost item neighborhood flyers. Yeah, that's right. Why don't you wave goodbye to these nice people, darling? Thank you. See you next Sunday. See you next Sunday.